only 3 people in the chat, right?
What the fuck did I just say?
You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from a private booth at the Corova Milk Bar. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. If I knew he was going to do that, I would have talked over it. Sorry, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my brother Bob on guitar, if you don't know.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
That's a little piece of it. And I got my buddy Ed.
$500? What the hell did you buy for $500?
Okay. And then we got Jay back.
Hi, Bill.
Jay got a nice, delicious cigar in there.
As always, it's good,
It's going down. It's going down.
It's going down wonderful, Bill.
Smooth, would you say?
Smooth. Very smooth.
You look like
sound smooth.
You look like you're in the middle of taking a shit right now.
Yeah, it's great.
Turning colors. There's a vein popping out.
Yeah, I didn't think you could turn that color purple.
Usually you can't see it when you do it, like, you know?
No, it's good. I just had a
got
little
you.
bit of a laugh
It's a
at that.
very dark eggplanty purple.
It looks good on you. It looks good on you.
I like it.
So this is episode
it works.
103, and eventually we're going to get to some nerd news. Right around the corner, we're going to get to emails. That's down the line. Pitch vs. Pitch is back this week.
Yes, it is.
We'll see what happens with that. The DC TV report is going to form the bridge between this show and the after show.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to me. I got energy today. What's up with that?
Uh-huh.
2 cups of coffee. Baby. And that opening line that we did, that was actually from James Hazelden.
Feed me, Seymour.
What the All right, it was too much. That was. I felt
I
way.
was trying to match you, and
Jesus, Jay.
Sorry, Chief.
then you moved on to something real, and I didn't know how to respond.
But you were in the flow, in the zone, so you
Yeah.
wrote it out. I probably shouldn't have stopped you.
I love you,
So,
Bill.
just real quick, some official business besides that stuff. T-shirts, folks. Those T-shirts are still available, and you know what? They're popping up online, brother.
Oh, yes, they
Have
are.
you seen anybody with a shirt? I see one across the room.
Yeah.
Wow. He's staff.
That's me.
He's
Yeah.
staff.
realize that.
And the guitar strap actually blocks the logo that's on the front, the small circle logo.
And my headphones.
If only we had video going right there. But yeah, so they're available.
That's
Yep.
great. Also, I saw Zombie John Thompson.
He got one.
Showing his off on Twitter.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Did
Wesley
that.
got one? Someone else got one.
Wesley got one. Heno got one. He put his
That's right. I
picture
saw his.
online.
I saw his. up.
And then today, Courtney from the Quadcast podcast, he's got a shirt. He put a picture up online.
Wow, thank you,
Yeah.
Courtney.
So thanks to all you guys for jumping on the bandwagon early and getting all up in there. You can, if you're listening and you want to get a shirt before they're all sold out, we're only doing 20, and we're past the halfway point. So get them while you can.
Cool.
How many do you have left?
So you want me to do the math for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I said
No,
we're going
get it.
to.
He's-
Because I'll repeat it.
I want numbers.
Because I'll repeat it. I said we only did 20. We're only doing 20, and we're past the halfway point.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay.
I don't do math specifics.
So you have 9 left.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, come on, Jay. This curtain, it's keeping me warm.
Well, it
Stop
could be
pulling
8 and it
back.
could be 7.
It's the well, you know,
It's true.
it's the
I
point,
guess.
you know.
We get the illusion.
The point.
I'm trying to keep an
Right,
illusion
yep.
going here. Now that I have to point out the
Positive, it's
illusion,
truth. We're beyond the halfway point.
Okay.
this doesn't happen to
Not
David
lying.
Blaine. That's all I'm saying.
No, it doesn't.
No one comes out from the side and goes, wait, there's a wire. You know what I mean? Anyway.
You know why? Because there's not a wire.
You're right.
They go wireless.
True. So to finish out the T-shirt thing, if you want to get a shirt, they're at teespring.com/wickedT. TEE. And
They got
Go get 'em.
every size.
yeah, all the
believe me,
sizes
guys.
are available. They're $16 to start out. Once you And
Once you
the
get
20
into
with
the
shipping,
extra
but
larges, the double extra, I think
they do
it's
charge
the
like a buck or
3X.
two. They start to go
Yeah.
up as they get a little bit bigger.
But it's a quality T-shirt, and
Yeah.
it's probably going to be a little oversized because I bought the 3XLT, figuring it's going to shrink.
Right.
And I have a bit of a gut, so I was
Yeah.
worried about it shrinking and hanging my gut.
But basically,
hanging out
you can
and
go
not
to-
being able to wear the shirt anymore, so I got the long one.
So right now, you can go to a sleepover party with that.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's almost a dress on me, and I'm
Right.
just about 6 feet tall to give
Sure.
to give people an idea.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting it to shrink. You know.
It looks good on you, though, baby.
So it
looks
does.
good on
It does. We got to do some more.
Yeah.
different colors and stuff.
We're
going
to switch it around next time. We'll give us a little space, let this go for a little bit, and
Going to be limited runs each one, so people are going to want to buy more than one.
We'll see.
I'm waiting for the Wicked Theory sleeping cap.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. I want to do beanies so bad. Me and Paul were talking. We want to do beanies so bad with just the WT.
By the way, Jay, I spoke to customer service. And they told me, "Fuck you."
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
about that mug.
I can decode that, and I know exactly what it means.
It was the Chinese version of "fuck you" because it was made in China. So,
well, we assume it was. It was 2 syllables, and then they hung up the phone real hard.
Exactly.
So anyway, we know what that is.
Chickalis? Fuck him.
Right. Well, let me check the file.
mug broken.
Takes Bill advice and crazy glue to fucker.
I have no comment on the situation.
That's probably for the best. It's probably for the best. And then I'd like to also. Wow, what was that? I think I just turned to Jar Jar Binks. I'd like to also point that out.
Well, I'd like to point out it wasn't my fault this time. So
What? That I
fucked
did.
you up.
Yeah, that was just me. I'm usually
because usually it's me fucking you up.
Well, it feels like that, and then I feel like it's usually me doing it to myself. Over at wickedtheory.com right now, we've got 2 poems.
Oh yes,
from Wesley.
Yes.
Young Wesley.
Wesley.
During episode 100, he got all caught up in the heat of it. And got creative, and the juices came out. And he was
very
like,
impressive. I read it. Yeah, I read it again.
They're nice. They're cool. You know what I mean? I couldn't appreciate it more. Anything like that. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody wants to draw cute pictures and send them in, we'll
me mentioning Wicked Theory to Tom Berenger wasn't enough?
It was all right. It was all right.
An Oscar winner knows about Wicked Theory.
Look, if you say you did.
All right. I'd say
you know, if you brought a recorder and maybe got a sound.
You know
you
what?
could have just got a friend to just be like, hey, this is Tom Berenger.
Maybe I can get a camera and maybe do interviews for Wicked Theory.
We could just pretend that Tom Berenger was here. He wouldn't.
Maybe you got to buy a couple of the shirts so you can get pictures of them wearing the shirts and then take them back.
I will try, man. I will give it my best. I'm pretty
Can
charming.
you just put this on and take a picture with it? And then I'll take it right back to it.
Yeah.
I just want every celebrity at Chiller Con. Just clips of them telling you go fuck yourself.
Nobody tells me to go fuck
take that.
Absolutely.
You asking and them saying no is probably better.
Absolutely.
I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree that I'm not really the average nerd. I'm pretty sociable, talk to people, and I'm not up their ass about anything. I'm just like a nice fan, matter of fact. And I think that they appreciate that kind of geekdom. Not like, oh my God, can you recite the line like we do with every fucking
You come
Star
off
Trek
more
guy.
as like a little bit more of a everyday kind
Sign
of
this
guy.
fucking thing or I'm going to fucking kill you. You understand me?
Although right now I do want to see you like for Halloween dressed up as like the geek stereotype, like the nerd, the slick hair.
It's not in me, man.
No,
it's
for
not
Halloween, I'm saying, not for Tuesdays.
Yeah.
For good old Tuesday's sake. Just a
Tuesday's Geek Day.
Yeah. Pocket protector, the whole thing. All right, next week. All right, next time.
I'll do it for you, but it's not going to work on me.
But we're taking pictures though.
Okay.
All right, well, then fine. Fuck it. So, who is in the chat? What we got there? Wesley and
we got Wesley, John, and James.
James.
Hey.
Was he here? He wasn't here for the opening line. We used it, buddy. So we shouted you out.
James, I got your message.
And
I was 9 sheets to the wind when I got it. When you were saying it.
But once again, it was somebody telling you to
fuck myself.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to send it right back.
Hey, there you go.
You know what I mean?
It's
in the most loving way possible.
I should say
fuck you to somebody from me.
I say it all the time. It's a city thing. It's in New York, New Jersey, maybe even
it's a
other
pleasantry.
Cities,
it's a pleasantry.
If
when I say fuck you, it means I love you.
Yeah, because if I say nothing at all, that means I probably hate you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like if I interrupt you all the time.
Is that what's going on here?
Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
All right, I get it now.
You ever seen that hatred through courtesy? Just that, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Hatred
it's been a
courtesy.
pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, James, we used the one from Clockwork Orange. So yeah, kids in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, why don't you guys farm up a movie?
Yes. That is the hashtag game. Farm up a movie. Examples include Death Barn 2000.
Farmer in the Dell, Bob.
I spit on your grapes. And There Will Be Milk.
So have fun with that. Enjoy. I'm sure you guys will come up with something. You guys amaze us every single time. Every single time that I sit here like, I can't possibly come up with anything, or I'm stretching it, I'm trying hard to make it work, you guys still blow it out of the
But the
water.
obvious answer sometimes sounds stupid. Like, I said earlier, Tractor of the Dead.
Yeah,
ho hum.
Yeah. you know,
maybe Tractor Pull of the Dead. Right?
Yeah. All right.
Now that this came to me.
Yeah. Land of the Living Tractor Pulls.
There you go.
You know, Night of the Living Tractor Pull, something like that. All right, so kids.
That's not farm, though. That would be really more redneck than farm.
Well, you said farm and Deliverance came on, so obviously when you think farm, you think of...
Is the fight in Footloose? Is the tractor fight in Footloose? Is that redneck or is that farm?
I guess that might be, That's a tractor fight. That's like
tractor fight.
That's like the there was this movie with like the dueling penises scene with John Ritter.
Skin Deep.
Oh my God! Right. When the lights
with the
went
colored
out,
condoms.
that was great.
That is a funny movie.
I remember seeing that as a
actually,
kid, and I don't know who was in the room. It was
cockfighting.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Like, what the fuck? How old is Bill now? Okay, all right, whatever. It's too late. It's been going on. It's been going on for 16 seconds.
No, yeah.
The bit is established. Fuck it. Too late.
But memorable.
And then they fall apart. And on the floor
because they bump into each other and they go.
They snap or something. Right? Kids. All right, so we're gonna move into the news. We've pushed it up into earlier in the show now, guys. Let us know what you think. We get to it a little sooner, a little quicker, a little faster. Nerd news. News o'clock.
First up, a bit of sad news. Filmmaker Jonathan Demme passed away this week. Most people know him as the director of Silence of the Lambs, Philadelphia, and many famous concert films such as The Talking Heads. What was the name of that? Common Sense. Stop Making Sense. I'm sorry. I just showed I'm not a music fan.
Yeah, well, or reading.
Yes.
But man, look,
great director.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Something Wild is one of my favorite films. I thought that that's a really good offbeat film, and of course everyone knows him from Silence of the Lambs, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He remade The Manchurian Candidate, which wasn't too bad, actually. Many concert films, but Something Wild, if you guys really want to see Jonathan Demme at his best, at his ultimate best, it's probably Something Wild earlier on. Great film. I mean, aside from Silence of the Lambs, it was Jeff Daniels, Melanie Griffith, and one of Ray Liotta's first movies, which was his breakthrough role.
Is Melanie Griffith like this the whole movie?
No, that's when. This is when Melanie Griffith was hot.
That's the greatest joke I ever heard. Fucking what's her name talk about? Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell in her stand-up way back in the days had this joke about working with Melanie Griffith on League of Their Own. She's she's the sweetest girl ever, but you would never expect a trash mouth out of her. I mean, she's inserting curses everywhere.
Melanie Griffith wasn't in League of Their Own.
Oh, they're not making that up then.
Oh.
God damn it!
No, that was you were on there, but not League of Their Own. It was just
because they were fucking buddies or whatever.
Right, they worked together on something, and she was just all over.
The punchline is hot fucking dog.
Yeah, fuck. She puts fuck in everything.
Anyway,
there's even footage of her talking to Antonio Banderas somewhere where she's like fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she was really cute back in the day. Now she hit the fucking wall on every branch.
Too much plastic surgery,
Yeah. But Jonathan Demme. Condolences to you and yours. It sucks.
Big loss. Big fucking loss.
But here's something else. I don't know. Get excited or get scared. M. Night Shyamalan. He basically confirmed it this week. Unbreakable. He's going back to the well. We're going to follow up on that with something called Glass.
And it is a sequel to both Unbreakable and Split.
Technically, yeah.
Glass. When I heard the title, I started thinking, is this really a sequel or is it going to be a prequel?
Well, that's the thing. It's definitely going to be a sequel because he's announced everybody's coming back, and it's a sequel to Split because Split ties in tangentially to the same world. So now they're going to... I guess maybe this kid from Split is a catalyst for maybe David and Mr. Glass kind of crossing paths again. Maybe that's part of it, or at the some kind of aspect of that. Maybe David captures the kid from Split somehow or something, and that leads to it.
Well, is this the alert that Split is part of that universe, or do they mention stuff in Split?
Well, at this point now, he's just giving it away. M. Night.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's no reference.
I'm not holding back the spoiler of that anymore.
Oh, all right.
At the
there's
very
no
end
reference
of Split
to Unbreakable and Split, is there?
At the end.
At the very end, Bruce Willis shows up.
Oh, okay.
And they reference him.
It feels like a thing they could have.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. M. Night Shyamalan's not.
Well, that's cool though. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Because Unbreakable, I love. I think that's one of his best.
That's an excellent movie.
You know what I mean?
It's one of his best. I was obsessed with it.
Yeah. Yes, Billy was quite obsessed.
You know what's funny about that is because I've only seen that movie twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once in the theater, once when I got the DVD. Mm-hmm. So it's not ruined for me. When I watch it again, it's like fresh. And but I remember thinking that's truly one of the greatest films.
And I don't know how the tone of that and all of that goes into that movie, what makes that movie kind of great and weird and its own thing. I don't know. Is he going to be able to recapture that? Is it just going to be something different because now there's new elements to it?
Also, like which ending are they going to use? Because it's very high profile that the studio changed the ending to Unbreakable.
Right.
And it does feel very haphazard and kind of slapped on with those title cards at the end. Very anticlimactic.
In a way. Yeah.
And Shyamalan had a very different vision for that.
Right.
And I'm interested to see what direction he goes with in that.
So what was the original ending that he had vision? Do you know what it was offhand?
It was basically going, he was setting up more of a sequel.
Right.
Where there was going to be a showdown. And really showing that he was going crazy.
What is mentioned in the title card as opposed to just jumping and giving info.
Yeah, but it's not he didn't go to the police. He didn't hand him in.
Right.
It's like, hey, I've got this evil plan, and I'm going to start carrying it out.
Okay, so it was more like he condensed the project into this.
Yeah.
It's probably something he had something longer planned.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, hey, I'm kind of excited for it. At the very least, it's something that's going to happen with him on board and everybody from the original involved. And now I do have to watch Split. Damn it. Not that I was avoiding it, but...
No, if I didn't know that, I would have been, oh, shit. You know what I mean? So I'm at the end.
No, that's why I was really annoyed when people were giving it away so much early on.
The only thing I known about Split is that it was actually his best film in years.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
And the end connection doesn't really have much to do with the Split story itself.
It's very tacked on. You don't need that at the end. It's a complete story without it. But it's the kind of thing that is really cool. That he's world building.
Yeah.
The kind of thing you always expected him to do, but then he never quite did.
I always kind of thought that was what would kind of happen if he had ever gotten it to comics. I always expected Unbreakable at any time to get adapted as a comic, especially more recently as like a lot of these smaller publisher houses of comics have like latched on to that. Like, oh, let's do season 11 of a show. It's been off. You know what I mean? Like X-Files lives on, by doing season 11 and 12, and Buffy does this kind of thing, and they go further into the mythos of certain shows and movies.
The best versions of those, they always get the original creators
that's
to
what I
sign
mean.
off.
Well, that's what I mean. I figured he would probably end up writing it himself or story mapping it, so excited for that.
I just want to know if he's going to title on to Blair Witch.
I'm not sure why, but maybe. Who knows? That'll be the twist. It'll come not Blair Witch, but the woods.
Everyone's world building now, so then maybe now he's like, all right, I got to do this too. So how do I tie everything in together?
Right, not Blair Witch, but the village. The village. That was it. That was his people in the living out in the country thing.
Which, if you ask me, was the beginning of the end for his movies.
I think different people will say
not
different
a
things.
Terrible film, but it's getting there. Yeah.
It's one of those ones where you just feel the switch coming.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, I have 3 options maybe in my head, and it's going to be one of them.
Well, yeah, it's one of those you figure out the twist about 20 minutes in, and the rest of it's just like you're waiting for the inevitable.
It's one of those things where with him it turned into whatever you tell me it is, I know it's the opposite. So if it's 1802, it's not 1802. Yeah. Or I was just thinking it's an alien spaceship. That's what I was hoping for. I knew he wouldn't do. I'm like, that would be cooler. Don't make it current. All right, so there's talk of a remake for Firestarter.
Yes. Now you guys talk about this because I'm not familiar with this property.
Well, I'm familiar with Akiva Goldsman's properties, and he can go suck a dick.
Not good news.
Oh, come on. Lay off Akiva. I'm sure the screenplay for Batman and Robin was wonderful.
Yeah. Let's talk about practical magic and Lost in Space and Angels and Demons.
Ouch.
And fuck yourselves.
You kind of wonder where it's like some people just kind of like keep getting work under the momentum of their
a beautiful
deal
mind.
making.
Yeah, but let me just say, I mean, it seems like he's
attached to everything.
He's an okay writer, you know what I mean? But there's nothing that's there's no extra oomph in his scripts.
Fair enough.
Not at all.
Well, that's why he's safe for Hollywood, because he gets projects done.
He's a safe writer. That's exactly what it is, and that's why I do not think that this is a good fit. Firestarter was a cool film back in the day. You know what I mean?
It's so basic and simple that it's...
Pissed off kid with the ability to create fire out of nothing.
But the magic of that is the fact that Mark Lester, the director of that film, he was known as he was very violent in his movies. Commando proved that.
Sure.
A year right after Firestarter, he did Commando.
I lied.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
So
that's a 5 American tacos from Uncle Jay. Commando.
Wow, that's where the scale lies.
It gets the extra oomph because it's just, to me, just a great fucking action film.
Well, it's basically a R-rated G.I. Joe Duke film.
Right.
Well,
alone, he takes down an entire fucking state
with a tree.
Country,
I know, I saw it
with a missile launcher, and it's wonderful.
Look. When you pick up a tree off the ground, basically a downed tree, and just swing it like a baseball bat.
Well,
I know what kind of movie I'm getting into.
It's fun, though, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at this guy's writing credits, and Akiva Goldsman, and it is the most haphazard, all over the place.
Right.
I'm just going to read these
because he just gets latched onto properties.
It'll be quick. It'll be quick.
But just know, Ed, that some of those are he's co-written or he's doctored.
Yes.
Someone else's script.
Burn through them because
so we got The Client, Silent Fall, Batman Forever, A Time to Kill, Batman and Robin, Lost in Space, Practical Magic, A Beautiful Mind, I, Robot, Cinderella Man, The Da Vinci Code, I Am Legend, Angels and Demons, 12 episodes of Fringe, Winter's Tale, Insurgent, The Fifth Wave, Rings, Transformers: The Last Night, and The Dark Tower.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
He's like in everything.
But here's the thing: The Dark Tower makes me nervous, but everything else is like, and I worry that The Dark Tower will fall into it too. It's like genre meh. Like the end, it's like it's genre stuff.
Yeah,
usually genre light, and also in the end.
But then there's like prestige stuff, like the Ron Howard movies and the John Grisham movies.
Well, John Grisham movies were already written by John Grisham,
and
adapted from a book, and John Grisham already had an audience.
Yeah.
And I would say that the Ron Howard movies were supposed to be prestige.
Yeah.
And how did they do?
Beautiful Mind won Best Picture.
Yeah, but how did it do? Money's what matters to the studio.
Best Picture over
they made good money, right?
Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, as long as they made its money back, I guess is all they really care about.
Yeah, Ron Howard's movies are always profitable.
Yeah, I feel like those
about 10 years ago.
Those Da Vinci Code.
I did like Cinderella Man. That was all right, and I liked I Am Legend, but there was another writer on I Am Legend.
Well, that's I Am Legend's a
and that's also
problem.
an adaptation.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of problems with that whole.
That's a development hell story.
That's another podcast.
well, from all the adaptations, yes, it is.
Well, that's
because I like the Omega Man.
Yeah.
So next up is
next up Akiva Goldsman.
What?
Yes,
I didn't know he was attached on that.
He's also attached to this. He's creating a live-action Teen Titans show.
Go Teen Titans
for a alleged DC Comics streaming service.
Right. So that'll be the only place to get that.
Right.
Because DC's got a bevy of stuff. Like, I can understand CBS doing it. It's like, okay, we've got Gilligan's Island and, 60 years of shitty TV.
You know what? But you know what? I've been thinking it.
You're going to pay for DC, aren't you? And you're going to pay for Star Trek, too.
Well, no, I may go with a free trial on Star Trek. Just wait till all the episodes are out and then just...
then try and binge it? Just take 2 days off of
Akiva
work?
Goldsman, cash or trash? Let's do it right now. Trash!
I got to wait till I see a couple of projects he's working on. I can't commit.
Well, okay, so this show, it's Akiva Goldsman, Jeff Johns, and Greg Berlanti developing this. So
somebody's got the voice of reason in there?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure Berlanti is probably
He's not running himself dry. You know what I mean? Like he's not on 20 projects too. Yeah, I was in the room once.
What's
for
this
the
for?
one meeting.
What's this for? The DC thing? What DC thing again?
Which one's left?
Oh yeah, I remember that thing. I think I left my phone on, and that's why I was involved in that.
Yeah, I was in the meeting by technically just leaving my phone.
I answered the phone, then I forgot to hang up.
I put it on speaker. You guys thought I was there still, I guess.
So this show's roster is going to include Dick Grayson, Robin, Starfire, Raven, and many others.
Oh.
Okay,
it's very similar to a pilot project that was in development at TNT that they eventually passed on and did not produce.
Yeah.
Right. So this is going to suck because the way they should go with this is to put Nightwing in this show.
Well, here's the thing. It's got a better chance than like Marvel's kind of stuff is starting to go now to regular TV, where it's like they got 2 projects on Freeform. At least with this, if DC is like keeping it in house more, it might, and it's got potential to end up being a little bit more truer than even the WB stuff. Because there's less muddling from outside. Concerns. Well, what about the advertisers? Or what about, girls and what they like? Or like, older people who stumble upon it on a random Tuesday when they thought the game was going to be on. But no, here's Arrow. We needed it to appeal to them too. And it's like, no, just the fan base.
Yeah.
It's like when bands start writing for like broader audience. It's like, no. Or anybody really. It's like, I want to broaden my horizons. It's like, you can.
I had something in my throat there, guys. Sorry about that.
Also, I think the thing to go is Dick Grayson should start as Robin and then eventually become Nightwing.
Much like it was in the original Teen Titans. Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just as long as it's not the Robin that we're getting on the cartoon.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on
the Teen Titans Go?
I mean, it depends on the inclination. Well, here's the thing.
Which I'm sure is going to be a better series.
Yeah, you know what? I love that show, but it is weird.
What, Teen Titans Go?
Teen Titans Go.
I watch it all the time. I laugh a lot.
Anything goes. Robin's like smoking crack.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
it's like he's all wired and wants to like save the world, and like everyone else is like
the weird way that they combine all that anime stuff.
Right.
It just becomes weird on it though. Some of it, you know what I mean.
But is this Teen Titans going to coincide with the stuff on like Arrow? And
I think it'll be standalone, probably.
Standalone.
Yeah. Well, they have not said. This is something that's in
So
development.
DC's got standalones all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
See, that's my problem. Marvel is all the same fucking universe, and I love that.
Yeah, but I think DC's trying to find a way to kind of mitigate some of that.
I mean, the one thing that is Berlanti is involved, and he's the guy who does all the CW shows.
Okay.
So that's
the saving grace on this.
Yeah, is that it might be with those.
Right.
But you it's the kind of thing. I bet you it might be in that universe, but it probably won't cross over with the CW shows.
Well,
you won't see the Teen Titans appear on those shows. But
Bob looks enthusiastic.
Well, it's on a DC network.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm excited.
5 people are going to watch it. It's going to go onto Netflix, and then it's going to be downloaded by the rest of the world for free.
I'll just watch Man of Steel again.
So up next is that. I don't know if you have it open, Ed, because I didn't even see this. Came in late.
Comicbookmovie.com. So evidently, James Gunn, in one of his many Junket interviews,
they said that in the next Guardians of the Galaxy,
Volume 3.
Yeah, Volume 3. There'll be a whole different team.
Yeah.
I was kind of taking it so you could skim ahead.
Yeah, no. So he's basically planning a trilogy for the current team, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4 will bring together a whole new batch of a-holes.
Oh, okay. So after 3, there'll be a whole different line.
So we might get some of those other Guardians we never saw.
Yeah, there's going to probably be ones from other versions of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just going to get a new iteration.
I wouldn't be surprised if they jump forward 1,000 years like they do in the comics. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do any of that and just use a mishmash like they did in the comics, where it's like, here's some peripheral characters who've been bouncing around. The main people you like are gone for a while. We're going to follow this ragtag assemblage, which is Nebula and this one and that one and the fish face guy and whatever.
Yeah, well, the ones the article throws out here are Nova, Quasar, and Adam Warlock.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Adam Warlock is coming. Adam Warlock is coming. That's going to be a big part of the final phase.
That was what I remember reading. Now that he's mentioned it, that Adam Warlock is probably going to end up being
because he was more tied into that cosmic shit. And
by that Quasar too.
Right. Plus, because you got to remember, he also has something to do with the Infinity Bands.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So Adam Warlock's going to pop up in the Infinity Gauntlet stuff.
Right. So that's going to be the tie-in. That's probably going to be the offshoot because now, what's her name? Who plays Gamora? Bill and I were talking about this during the week. Has actually accidentally said that.
But that's been debunked.
That's been debunked.
Yeah, so she slipped that. Oh, the next one is called Infinity Gauntlet. Right after Infinity War, but
she was like, "Yeah, we're talking. Once we're done working on War, we're going to start working on Gauntlet." That's what she said,
which was a good book.
I think it's an offhanded. It's a way for them to reference it on set and in production, but it's not the title, is what they've said. It's like everybody calls it that, but it's not the actual title because the actual title gives away something else. So at first people had already heard that, but the reason they haven't said what the title is because it gives it away. So when she said that, they were like, "Oh, okay." So it just sets up that War is a hunt for the gems, and then the second one is he actually has the gauntlet.
Yeah,
but that's not it. So
like that adaptation from 1990, the Infinity Gauntlet series,
right?
A lot of people love that. They want to see that.
Well, that's what they're building towards here. You know what I mean? That's what the game plan's always been.
But they won't call it that.
No. They have some other title for Avengers 4, basically, is what they're coming down to. That they don't want to give away because it's a spoiler.
Because it's not Infinity War Part 2 anymore.
Right. It was that at one point, which was the working title to keep it under wraps. So outside of that, I just want to clarify something for people who are fans of Preacher. That's the season 2 premiere is going to be Sunday, June 25th at 10. And then the second episode is going to be on the next night, on Monday, June 26th at 9. 2 different time slots.
Yes.
2 different days. Mondays will be the show's new regular time slot when it comes back. And the reason we mention this is because we do a podcast called Preacher versus Preacher.
We do?
We do.
OMG.
Yeah. So when that comes back, we'll have 2 episodes to try and do for you in a reasonably timely fashion. But they're going to kick it off, with a 2-night thing because that's what they... it's all right. Ed's given up on worrying about the cigarette smoke and the cigar smoking.
You know what this man has put me through? What this man's put me through?
It's just insane in this place. So
you got triple the fun now.
I kid.
You want me to start playing some death metal?
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Just a funeral march? How about the funeral march?
Just slam it whenever
you got a song that feels like cancer. Yeah, that one. That one says tumor all over it.
And in case anyone's wondering, which I know they are,
sure.
I will be covering Preacher in my DC TV report.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a conflict. You know what I mean? So we're going to see about that.
As you should.
There might be a hammer come down on that. I don't know.
Well, especially since in the summer it's going to be the only DC TV show on the air.
Well, there you go. So that therefore is a reason to take a break from it, or say, that's the way we push people to go listen to Preacher vs. Preacher. You know what I mean? Or maybe we can finally have you on that show. Maybe. If you would open up one graphic novel, which is all you still need, even though we're going into season 2.
Maybe we pre-record them and then hold on to them until a month after Preacher's over.
Now I got to buy all those books, and there's like 10 of them.
You're going to buy one a season. Maybe, if they even do it like that.
Don't you have them? You can just give them that.
Yeah, well, he knows, but he's trying to avoid it because it's like,
he's already admitted on air that he actually threw down the first one.
All right.
So why don't we jump over into trailer trash real quick. Real quick. I got nothing for trailer trash. Bob does. There you go.
There we go. So we have 3 trailers here. We just watched them all right before we started recording.
Yeah. So we'll go through them kind of quick.
First up, Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
I still didn't see the original, the first one. I know it's great. I know it gets crazy by the end.
You know what? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's really bonkers. It's the great British spy movie you want. But with all the fun and splatter of the 60s.
Yeah, but also with this over the top, it's a kind of modern sensibility of the current action movie, summer movie kind of feel to it a little bit.
Yeah.
I hate to say Fast and Furious meets spy movie, but because that's too over the top.
No, I mean it's.
But I can't find quite the right. I want to say James Bond end, but I can't find the end.
It's Matthew Vaughn, so it's the Kick-Ass of spy movies.
Fair enough. It is a Mark Millar comic, Kingsman. But yeah, I mean, look, I liked it.
Yeah.
It looks crazy. They're living up to it.
They didn't show a lot, but at the same time, they did.
You can tell it's like, okay, if you liked what you liked in the first one, we're going to the next level.
Yeah.
We're stepping it up, definitely.
It looks like they basically have to rebuild the whole
group
all over.
That's the main angle of it, right?
And, like they get wiped out. You know, they lock up one night, come back next day, it's all knocked down, basically.
You know, it's all blown up and smoldery and shit.
How am I going to make the bread this morning?
I don't know. Who's going to
Someone knocked down the store.
Yeah.
Where are the scones?
Somehow Colin Firth is still alive.
Yeah.
And,
and shaving pretty well for a guy without a mirror and one eye.
Yeah.
And a straight razor.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And Eggsy faces off against Channing Tatum, who's got a belt buckle on him that says Statesman.
There's a bunch of cowboys in this, like cowboy spies from America. It looks like, you know.
Well, I'm guessing the Statesmen are like an American version of the Kingsmen.
Yeah, and that's Woody. Was that Woody?
Maybe they's the Texas Rangers.
Did I see Woody Harrelson in there?
No.
I saw a dude with a cowboy hat, but that went by so fast.
One of them's got a belt buckle that's a flask that like says like a whiskey brand or a label on it. I could have sworn it was Woody Harrelson, but I mean, I could be completely wrong.
Well, you got Channing Tatum, you got Halle Berry in here, Julianne Moore, Jeff Bridges might be who you
maybe. Is there a younger Bridges? Because this guy seemed like he was mobile.
I don't know. Vinny Jones is back.
Vinny Jones.
Wow.
Hey, yo, Vinny Jones.
He was the juggernaut.
That don't sound right. You know what I'm saying?
He was Bullet Tooth Tony. That was a special.
Amen, man. Amen.
Hey,
good reference.
Let's give it to actors who get one gig, get it right, and walk away. How about that? No? Does that exist?
What's that, like Barry Sanders?
Maybe. But anyway, enough about Vinny Jones.
You big prick.
I know.
Mincy faggot balls.
He was holding on to that.
Yeah, he had to say that one.
But anyway,
next victim.
Kingsman. No.
Okay. Oh yes, a Trash or Cash.
Based on the trailer, would you spend the cash?
You know what?
Based on just the trailer.
Just the trailer.
Yep.
Just say yes, Ed. We know you're going to go see it.
I'm going to say right now, I'm saying trash.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I figured you would just say yes.
Basically, it's a pass. It's like this from this trailer. It hasn't gotten me.
Yeah,
that
not
much.
yet. Probably the second trailer will, but yeah.
Personally, not into the license. So for me, it's trash.
Fair enough. At this stage, I have to kind of agree with Ed for Ed's reasons. That just it's good. It just hasn't gotten me. I'm not saying I'm going and I'm spending the money just yet.
I agree with Ed as far as looking at the trailer.
Sure.
Judging by that. But judging that I like the first movie, I want to see a continuance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So no matter what you throw in front of me, I'm going to go see it anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cash it based on the fact that I want to see a continuance of this movie.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. But I agree with what you guys said.
That's good. That's a good move. Yeah. That's smart. That's smart.
But I don't have to.
No.
I want to.
Right. No one's forcing you.
Next up, this is a bit of an offbeat choice. It's Tulip Fever.
Yeah. Okay,
There's a porno called Tulip.
Can I set the ground on this one?
Yeah,
if you don't mind?
Go for it.
So, period piece. I think it's like Renoir or some painter kind of thing. He's going to paint a picture of a portrait for...
That's a long skirts and butter churns.
There you go. That's the only thing that was missing was a butter churn. But what's his name?
It's based on a popular novel. Dane DeHaan is the actor.
Dane DeHaan is the actor.
Based
who's
on a
playing
novel,
the husband?
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz is in it. So
Alicia Vikander.
So it's a high tension kind of thing where it's like, lots of intensity going on, but it's really just relationship shit. Like it's really just turn of the century.
Yeah,
like, paint the thing for my wife. Don't fall in love with her. Don't fuck her. Okay, now you're fucking her. Great.
Right.
Now, how will I kill you? Will I kill you? I don't know. But there's tension.
Like my
and
mom.
How are they going to get away with this? Oh wait, they're going to sell tulips,
right?
Tulip bulbs and get rich
and
leave.
And then as we're watching it and it's going, and they start doing the part of the trailer where you start getting all the names and stuff like that. Here comes the one that was the whole reason for Ed showing us.
Zach Galifianakis.
What? It's just some super serious thing, and like it was like, is this? I guess his first. I'm going to be serious now.
Well, he's had a couple turns. Nothing really big like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one that's just like off the wall. Like, huh? What?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this one. Yeah, this one's trash. This one's trash until you convinced me to watch another trailer for it somehow.
I guess you just don't know. The reason Tulips was the first bubble, the first big market that just exploded.
Yeah, believe it or not, it was actually on History Channel about 2 weeks ago. I actually caught a little bit.
Oh, okay.
As like a trade. It was like a commodity.
Okay.
The bulbs were traded as a commodity, and the highest end ones were the most valuable. And if you happened to have some,
gotcha. People would put money into that kind of a thing.
Then eventually the whole bottom dropped out of the market.
But all of a sudden it was about 3 lips.
Yeah.
And now most everyone gives a shit about tulips. It's like, oh, good, they look nice in that garden.
So basically, what it is someone got a better marketing guy to work on roses.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, roses became the thing. I got you. It's like how diamonds. Now it's chocolate diamonds. You know, the ones that we threw away because they were brown and doo-doo. Right. Someone's like, oh, but chocolate or Java diamonds. Let's try those. All right. Well,
the diamonds that they just don't even have to dig for. They look down and they're like growing up.
They
out
used
of
to
the
let the people steal these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's the kind of choice that he's not in any other. Galifianakis is not in any other moment in the trailer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but they had to let his fan base know that he's there.
Sure, contractual obligations to credits and all that. So are you going to cash or trash on it?
Oh, this is trash all the way.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Kid in the corner.
Trash because
why not?
The only reason I would see it is because of Christoph Waltz.
It's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? The thing is, he's as great as they come.
And when I saw him in it, I was like, okay, this might go somewhere.
Well, that's the reason why you're going to watch that movie. If you do sit down at home, I'm not going to go to the movies to see it. I'm going to trash it. Yeah. But if it's on, I'm watching because of him because he's fantastic.
They better start
watch him all day.
They better start it with a scene of him so that people know. All right, you won't see him again for 20 minutes, but he's here, so stick around.
With that said, I never saw that Water for Elephant bullshit he did with Reese Witherspoon and the jerk-off from Twilight.
Water for Elephant?
Yeah, remember that shit?
Wasn't it?
And I never seen it, and he's in it. I never saw that.
Yeah, he's the ringmaster of the circus.
Okay. Quite possibly, I'll probably never see this film, so there you go. There's Uncle Jay's take.
So, no chocolate for elephants.
Trash from me the moment you said it's from a novel, but I just want to point out...
I'm not a fan of books. I just want you to know. Novels,
I don't read.
No, because they don't say things like that about, from Stephen King. They don't say the novel from Stephen King. They just say Stephen King most of the time. Yeah. You don't think of that kind so when they say from a novel, you know what kind of movie it's going to be.
Right. Kind of. Especially when you see it combined with
I just want to point out that having Zach Galifianakis in a movie like this is kind of like just inviting the whole fan base of Rocky Horror to come watch this movie at its premiere.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
But when does it get funny, though? 25 minutes in.
And there's people that are like that, too.
Who brought
people
the
are
freaking toast?
Yeah.
They'll wait the whole time. Any minute now, this whole Black Plague thing is going to turn around, I guess.
It kind of there was a film years ago called Brooklyn Rules. It was with Alec Baldwin. It was like one of those mafia films. Okay. And the thing is, during the trailer, they would show all these names, and then all of a sudden you see Tommy Lee from fucking Motley Crue in there, just like they showed the Zach Galifianakis clip in there. It's like and Alec Baldwin, James Caan, Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee. You know what I mean? I'm like, what in the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Almost like the disclaimer on the pill commercial.
Yeah. My favorite. And they almost had you. And then when you saw Tommy Lee, like, now I don't know.
No, it was him. I was like, what?
No. But I mean, like, you were going to go until you saw Tommy Lee, and then you're like, I don't know.
No, I saw the film. It's a decent, street film, I like. But he's in the movie literally like 33 seconds.
That's all you need.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, the one from last year I saw was The Accountant. That first trailer, it's all like dark and deep, and you got J.K. Simmons doing some voiceover and everything. And then it comes, and they don't even show you clips. They just show you the names. And at the end of the cast list is John Lithgow and Jeffrey Tambor, and it's just, and they're great in the movie, but to see those names on that list, like, that doesn't fit.
Yeah, some trailers are hysterical like that. I remember when Pacino did that film City Hall. With John Cusack and I forgot who the other, but Bridget Fonda was in it, and it says Al Pacino. It's like Al Pacino and John Cusack, and then Bridget Fonda. She's like, and that was it.
All right,
hilarious.
And she got paid.
And the last trailer, for Trailer Trash is Colossal.
This trailer 2.
This is the second trailer for this movie, and the first trailer made this as this quirky comedy, and this goes much more genre action beat.
Yeah. You see what I presume is basically the big fight at the end.
Yeah.
Because if my imagining is that it's pretty much 90% quirky comedy, and then it probably gets serious and cool for the end fight kind of a thing, or maybe it's longer. Maybe I could be wrong. But my point being that in this, they definitely set up with the music and all that, not full straightforward act, turn it into an action thing, but you get more of the vibe of what's probably really there in the last half of the movie.
Yeah, but just this weird concept that some chick living on the West Coast and her movements are controlling this monster in the middle of Tokyo.
Yeah, it's a giant city-smashing monster in Korea.
Yeah.
It's
well, at least it's smashing Korea.
Right.
All right.
Oh, it's South Korea.
Oh, all right.
Seoul.
All right.
So,
and you never know. It could probably change before the movie hits.
It's like 150 feet tall. I'm sure it's just a short trip over the border.
So this big thing is stomping its way through the city.
Yeah,
and so whatever she does over here makes it move over there. I guess if she focuses and she can control it. And when it gets hit, she can feel it like a little bit.
So when she does the robot, it does the robot.
And basically that's one of the scenes in trailer 1. And in this one, it's more about like the fight, like the big kaiju battle against some giant robot that's like.
it's basically what you wish Pacific Rim had been.
Oh.
Well, you're going to get a second chance with Pacific Rim because they're making a sequel.
Yeah.
Yes.
New people.
Because
they didn't matter.
China loved
You
it.
didn't like Pacific Rim?
Well, no. You know what? I liked it, but not as it was. Everyone was predicting, this is going to be the next big franchise that's an original property,
right?
And it didn't live up to that.
Right.
That's kind of it was fun, Guillermo del Toro fun, but
and it looks amazing,
Yes.
but in the end, it just doesn't have enough personality.
No, because
it's
it's got all the substance of a 50s Godzilla movie.
Like Guillermo's got to get back to making Spanish language films.
It might have, but it might have also been one of these things we see every now and then, where like something that's a big kind of got a lot of really good look and spectacle. It's almost like you spent so much time working on that, you might have neglected the story and character a little bit, or something, because there's some other element that should be keeping me here. Yeah. And I'm not. It doesn't feel like a Rocky fight. Like it's just like
it improved with the second watch. I have to say, because I saw it in the theater and I
second
kind
watch,
of
6 bong hits, half a bottle of Jack,
and some mescaline.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
All right, so
Sounds about right.
I got to time travel to go get that.
So Colossal.
Colossal, trash or cash? I'm cashing this.
This one's got me spending cash. This one pushed it over the top a little bit, where I'm like, okay, this could be fun all around. You know, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I might have to hitchhike. That's all I'm saying. Jay, what do you think?
I'm not a secure cash. I'm going to cash it, but I'm not as secure as you guys.
Right.
But I do like kaiju movies. I do like giant robot films on that. And it's science fiction. I always give science fiction a chance.
Sure.
Cash, but I'm not going to run out of my way. I'm not going to pre-order fucking tickets.
Yeah, I'm actually with Jay on this. You know, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a bad movie. Would it be a movie I would run out and go see? Not necessarily. But if someone said, "Hey, let's go see it,"
You got it.
yeah, I might be inclined to go. So I that's the kind of cash it is for me.
Fair enough. And we got yours.
I said cash.
All right, then let's go wrap it up for this week for the old trailer.
All right, we got to get into the chat room.
We're gonna jump into the chat room. Let's do it. Let's do
This
it.
is enormous. I've got like almost 2 pages here.
Let's do it.
Why, thank you, Ed.
Let's
right.
do it.
So here we got Carrots of Wrath.
Well, let's set it up.
Yeah, that's right. The game was Farm Up a Movie.
And you know, you're taking a movie title and you're bringing it to the farm.
So we got Carrots of Wrath, Beauty in the Barn,
Last barn on the left.
Plowing Angry,
Nice.
Night of the Living Head of Lettuce,
Cauliflower for Algernon.
Aww.
Wow.
The Egg Collector,
The egg. Slow and Serious Crop Harvest.
Artichoke of Darkness.
Harvesting Children of the Corn. Oh, did I say that already? I'm sorry.
No, I was just skipping because I know the last one.
Oh, okay.
Farming Games, Split Pea,
The
The Unexpected Rain,
Farmer?
The Farmer, The Unexpected Rain.
That's still not helping me.
Okay. The Star Trek.
That's what you're not gonna?
Star Trek: The Search for Wheat.
The Search for Wheat. That looks like
The Tractor Strikes Back. Raiders: The Lost Silo.
when you jump into the chat room on the app, it starts to automatically play it. Raiders of the Lost Silo, Spider Pig, Homecoming. Hey, Lord of the Corn, 2 silos. The 2. That's great.
Plow Another Day. Live and die in the hay.
Live and die in the hay.
Farmageddon.
Farmageddon.
There we go. There we
go. That's actually a reference to.
I concur.
Yeah, that's actually a reference to a show that I watch. Also, it's called Street Outlaws.
Okay.
They have one of the race cars on the show is a farm truck. It's an old farm truck.
So they call it Farmageddon?
And when the guys are running around to different areas, they bring bumper stickers with them, and they put them on those signs.
Okay.
It says Farmageddon.
Nice. So Bill and Ted's excellent crop rotation.
All right, let's jump through some of these. Guardians of the Silo. Children of the Corn.
There you go.
That was one I came up with before the show.
And I told him you can't use it.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good.
It's good if you're using the chat room. You can't use it as an example.
Chad came up with that. Great minds think alike.
Great minds. Apocalypse Cow.
Boom, motherfucker.
Pirates of the Field. Curse the Black Tractor.
Nice.
Beet Juice.
Beet Juice.
Beverly Hills Cobb.
The shearing of the lambs.
Yes.
I think we just found honorable mention.
What, Beverly Hills Cobb, right?
First Compost.
Planet of the Cows.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Chickens.
I like Rutabaga Nights.
Rutabaga Nights.
Like Talladega Nights.
That's good. How to be a livestocker. How to be a livestock lover.
Ooh.
And National Lampoon's Mennonite Vacation.
Mennonite Vacation.
Oh, the Mennonites.
Oh, remember them? Those kids. Guys, that was a great run.
Simon Eyes.
That was a great run in there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. So from there, we do other stuff.
Yes, we do.
Do you know what we do?
We do.
I know what we do.
Meanwhile?
No, we're doing a pitch first pitch.
And, well, we've moved things around.
Oh, that's right. We're doing the meanwhile first. I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong doc.
It's all right. What are you in, 1964?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that was still there. Even Bill did it wrong. Meanwhile. Ed, you saw Slight.
Yes, I did.
Slight from the makers of Get Out.
Yes.
So this is kind of like, if I remember the trailer correctly, it's a young kid in the hood, and he's got superpowers, kind of. He's passing it off as magic, though, to friends and shit. Mm-hmm. But he's really got some... So it's not quite superhero-y, but it's got abilities, kind of a thing.
Okay, so the marketing has done a lot to hype this as like a cool urban superhero movie.
Okay.
And it's not quite that.
Right.
The superhero stuff only comes into play at the very, very end.
Okay.
There's a huge lead up into it. So if you think this is going to be like a standard superhero origin story,
right,
you're going to be disappointed.
It's more of a slower build.
It's a very slow build. It's a story about a guy who's very smart, who has to make money to care for his sister by dealing drugs.
Okay.
He also happens to, be a big magic nerd, and he performs on the street daily. And as one of his tricks, so that he can sort of have slight magnetic powers, he has kind of carved a electromagnet into his arm.
Okay.
You see this right at the beginning. This is all like first 10 minutes I'm explaining here.
Okay.
It's basically this whole thing about him falling in too deep and
big confrontation at the end.
Confrontation, and it's good. Some of the acting is a little wooden, but there's some great ideas here. And J.D. Dillard, who co-wrote and directed this, I think does a solid job. Very innovative, good ingenuity.
Okay. Just rough on the edges.
Yeah, it's rough around the edges. I want to see what this filmmaker does in the future.
All right.
Okay.
And the ending is they try to make it into this big superhero movie, but it just kind of falls short for me. And you're supposed to make two big logic leaps that I just couldn't buy.
They didn't support it enough, kind of in a way.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's really close, but in the end, I'm not gonna be able to give this a full recommendation.
Ooh.
All right. So how many tacos?
This is 2.5 American.
2.5. It's close. It's close, but so maybe if you stumble on it when it's on TV, something like that.
And I would actually I would invite Jay to see this. I would like his opinion on this.
I will do so. It seems like something I would watch.
Oh, shut up.
Just not in Elizabeth, New
Jersey.
I
want to know what Jay thinks. So Jay, you got in here. I stuck it in here because you were talking about it before the show, but you did some deep dive into RoboCop.
Well, actually, I didn't get a chance to go to the movies this week, but I did buy Scream Factory's new editions of RoboCop 2 and 3.
Okay,
and it's loaded with like extras on there, which is worth the price of the DVD of the Blu-rays alone.
Okay.
I wanted to share it with you because Frank Miller was all over these movies. Mm-hmm. They used 2 scripts that he made for these, and then they rewrote them. Mm-hmm. And what I didn't really know about RoboCop 2 was the mess it was in production. Yeah. Like even Irvin Kershner, who directed Empire Strikes Back, was the script kept on changing, and they didn't know what to do, and he looked like he was less enthusiastic about it. But the fact that he was an old school director, fucking just took it, sat there, and he just fucking did it, and he did his best. So these two, you can get them for like $20 on Amazon.
Sure.
But they're really, really good, and it made me appreciate the movies a little bit more, I think. Frank Miller is a great writer, and you can, even now that I'm older, because they were 17 when it came out, I was like 17, and I didn't really appreciate the writing aspect of it. All I wanted to see was just RoboCop and guts and shit.
Well, if you hear his commentary track on Sin City, he talks a lot about how actors on RoboCop 2 were basically told to ad-lib freely, and he didn't appreciate it.
Well, it was a mishmash. I mean, it was because they wanted Verhoeven back, and actually there's a guy on there who was one of the assistant directors or production guys, and he's actually like a veteran of this stuff because he actually wrote the book, The Making of Black Noir or something like that, about Blade Runner.
Oh, fine.
He chronicled the making of Blade Runner, and he was on there, and he did like home movies on the set and whatnot, and he actually said that there was a script that they wrote, which was going to be directed by Verhoeven, which took place 25 years later, where he was like, really outdated, and they were going to pick up from there. And it's like, oh, that sounds cool, but it was a no-go. And so
instead, they waited 25 years and they made a really bad remake.
Exactly. And actually, when you compare 2 and 3 to the remake, it's like, what the fuck were people complaining about, man? Because 2 is a little bit better than 3. It's a little harsher, and that's Kirsch.
Well, here's the thing.
Kirsch, like I know him, right?
The one thing that they pushed was that, once they announced back in the days that Frank Miller was going to do it, I remember that was the thing was like, it's going to be over the top. Like, if you thought, like, the shticky kind of, like, borderline over-the-topness of RoboCop 1 is, the kind of campiness that's there, like, he was bringing it to another level. So it was there's going to be a bodyguard who's a 10-year-old who kills people, sure.
Yeah, but the first movie works more like a gritty 70s action film, kind of, in that respect.
And that's how they pull that off.
The RoboCop 2 is way over the top, you know what I mean, and gimmicky, but it's fun. It's actually well acted. It's really good. But Frank's influence on it...
Some serious acting going there by Peter Weller.
Like Frank Miller's influence on it really busts out now that I'm older and I watch it.
Well, you see his fingerprints all over.
And the third one, too, actually. Some of the characters and everything. Even just when you thought that they tried to make RoboCop 3 for kids because it's a PG-13 movie. But the little girl in the movie, that's Frank's creation, man. I mean, he wanted to add that adult element by being the focus, a little girl and shit. So those 2 Blu-ray releases are worth it if you're a fan of the series. Great stuff. Scream Factory always puts out great shit. I mean, it's a good watch.
And if anyone else is interested in Frank Miller, Boom Comics, Boom Studios did a graphic novel adaptation of Frank Miller's original RoboCop 3 screenplay. It's called RoboCop 3: The Last Stand.
So I will watch. I would like to see that or read that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So for me this week, I really wasn't consuming a lot of TV. Really. Outside of Fargo, but we won't get into that because we covered that a little bit last week. We'll revisit it at another time. But because I've been playing Uncharted, like I went
Uncharted 4.
No, that's the
first one.
Uncharted, the
first one.
So that's my point. Is that me and Bob were talking about Grand Theft Auto 4, and I was telling him when he's done with that, he's got to play 5, but. Having that conversation got me bit by the bug. I haven't played a video game in a while, so I'm in the PlayStation Store online, and I'm like, they got the Uncharted collection for cheap, and I'm like, that packaging must be in here all the time. It looks so familiar, and I'm like, no, I have it already. Because I was about to download. I was about to buy it
and download it,
and I was like, no wait, I bought it for cheap in the bin. Like last time I was at a game store, so I dug it out. I was like, shit, I got 3 games on one disc, and I haven't played them. Like, you know what I mean? So I started digging into that, and I just forgot how annoying those games can be a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the fun, though.
I mean, it is, and it's carrying me through. And it's the first one, so I'm sure it gets the series they always improve. You know what I mean? But it's just the first one is just here's a bunch of scenes where we're gonna have shootouts. And now we're going to jump from ledges and get really high up in the mountains as we're jumping from little tiny platform to little tiny platform that's about to break. Run. And so the back of my knees the whole time, no matter how many times, that's what kills me. Is like now, last night, like I had to do this one part where it was like, oh, okay, there's these two things on either side. I got to get up high of this big room and then jump all the way around from ledge to ledge to ledge to do this one thing, pull it. And then jump all the way around the room again to get to the other side to pull it so that I can now backtrack to the middle and then get down.
There's a lot of that.
And so it's like dying.
It's a lot of that, yeah.
But here's my point, right? So it's dying. And it's like no matter what, how many times I do this, my legs, that feeling of vertigo that I get in the back of my knees, like it just keeps coming.
Vertigo, right?
I'm like at this point now, I've done it so many times. Like now I'm only fucking up because I'm getting cocky. Because the first several ones, like I know the rhythm now. Okay, I can just jump. I don't even have to try too hard for the first few. Like but my legs are still giving it up. Like like your body's like, no, it doesn't matter. You could do this for the rest of your fucking life. You are not built for heights, jerk off. Like you know what I mean? Not even simulated. Right. But so I've been digging into that. I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Very ledgy, Uncharted.
Oh my god,
very ledgy. Yeah. And I found that I'm also slowly turning into Sully.
We figured it out, Bob.
Yeah.
Because Bob was listening, and he was like, Sully sounds like somebody. Yeah. I think I know that actor.
Hey, Drake.
Drake. He's got a little bit more going on down in here kind of thing.
Well, he's also like, 55 years old.
Wait, hang on. Are you talking about the pilot or the
Shut up.
Or the John Goodman character from Monsters, Inc.?
Neither. It's a video game.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, just go back to bed. So that's it for that. That's all I really had.
But no, so who was the actor? You said it was...
No, it was Jay. Jay. We found the voice.
Drake's mentor is Sully on the show.
Jay was the guy in the...
Yeah. It's an older version. It's Jay like another 10 or 20. You know what I mean? Yeah. When the gray hair kicks in, and he can complain about his back.
It's kicking in already, believe me.
I fell right on my ass, kid. That's basically the only line I remember from the game.
That's what he says through all 4 fucking games.
Well, that's what I mean.
You fell on your ass, kid. Join me. Here, pick up the gun.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to be like,
move that. I'm old.
My hip's not working there, pal. All right, so let's jump into the emails.
Uncharted 4 is good, though.
So nice, I want to hear it twice.
Are we doing pitch versus pitch?
Fuck you, Ed. Okay. Fuck you. All right, fine.
Are you people insane? I'm the director. I make the casting decisions around here.
Yes.
Well, I thought this was a group effort.
No.
No,
it's not a group effort. Everybody out for themselves. And I think what we're going to do is because last week we came up with it for everybody. No one actually, no one's the studio head. We're going to make the chat room pick.
Oh, okay.
Pick who's got whose movie goes into development.
Agent Palmer's going to be counting and tell us the results, right?
Yes, I think that's the idea.
Right, Palmer?
Someone will tally some helpful hand type dude will tally it up for us.
I'm not seeing him in the chat and the doc telling me that's right, Ed.
Oh, so is that what that's making you nervous?
Yeah,
that you're not seeing him around. You don't see his name in the chat room, and I see his name in the chat room.
No, in the Mixer chat. I'm talking about the doc chat.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at all in the doc chat. Yeah. All right, so who wants to go first? Anybody want to volunteer? Anybody? Nobody?
I feel like we should draw lots.
Nobody? Nobody? Everybody wants to be last?
All right, fine. I'll go.
Oh, thank you, Ed. Taking it for the team.
Yeah, you want to remind everyone what our title was?
So last week it was Call Now, the movie.
All right.
Take with that and make with that what you will. Ed, what do you got? Getting all warmed up?
Call Now.
Yes. What do you got?
This is a battle of the TV pitchmen.
Oh, okay. I like it.
This takes place in 2009.
Right.
It's a period piece.
Okay.
And we find out that Billy Mays was actually an undercover secret agent.
Nice.
Who was trying to foil a plot being led by the ShamWow guy.
Wow. Okay. So he's a Hall of Fame baseball player?
Yeah.
And a pitch salesman?
No, Billy Mays from OxyClean.
Oh, I think he said Willie Mays.
Billy Mays here.
I know.
With a fantastic deal for vibrators.
I got him confused with Willie Mays.
Gotcha.
Yes. See, the ShamWow guy.
Yeah.
Because his stuff is made in Germany. Because the Germans always make great stuff.
Sure. Okay.
But really, it was a plot by Nazis.
Of course.
to infuse the ShamWows with a poison that would actually cause your windshields to fall away.
Okay.
And shatter apart and kill you.
Nice.
And this was his secret plot to take over the world.
So have everybody's windshield falling.
Yeah. So Billy Mays had to gather up his friends, Anthony Sullivan.
Yes.
Also a TV pitchman.
Right.
And George Foreman to go break into the ShamWow factory and take down. But when they found out, when they get there, they found out the ShamWow guy saw them coming and hired Billy Blanks
to tie bow their ass.
Yes, exactly.
You can't get in. I got the tie bow. I like it.
But Foreman was able to. And Sullivan,
he's going to move forward.
They're moving through.
He always moves forward.
Billy Mays is about to finally stop the ShamWow guy when he pulls out a slap chop and jabs him right in the neck.
I love it.
This sounds like something like Mel Brooks could have done.
I love it.
And that was the real cause of death. The real reason Billy Mays died.
That's the right.
But Anthony Sullivan and George Foreman did save the day.
Oh, okay.
And was able to stop the ShamWow guy and Billy Blanks.
That's what comes. That's what
matters. Is this narrated by what's his name from Unsolved Mysteries? Robert Stack.
Sure.
Featuring Leslie Nielsen.
Yes. So who you got?
So the cast: Billy Blanks.
Sure.
It's played by Wesley Snipes. Anthony Sullivan.
Right.
Played by Chris O'Dowd.
All right.
Dave Chappelle is George Foreman.
All right. Okay, we're going against type.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ShamWow guy is Bill Hader.
Sure, makes total sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the only guy who could play Billy Mays, because I was watching footage of him today while I was writing this, and he's actually a big guy.
Yes, he is.
And the only guy I could think of who can fill those shoes is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock."
There you go.
Just to ground everything in reality and bring it together.
Yeah,
this movie is going to be directed by David Fincher.
Of course. I like it, Ed. I like it. I like the slap chop to the neck. Is a great move. Bob, what do you got?
All right, Call Now. On a similar theme.
Yeah,
right? We see a guy. Goes into his dingy apartment, wearing his filthy, clothes he can't replace, and wall to wall, it's wall to wall, as seen on TV crap.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
He's obsessed with it or something.
Right. He's obsessed with it. Right. We come to find out through a little bit of current story that he has this obsession with Call Now, and it's an abnormal one because the moment he hears the words.
Yeah.
Call now. He's got to call.
He just does it.
He doesn't even have to see it on the TV. He just has to hear it. He has to call now. So imagine he's going to work. He's on the bus. He sees call now.
Okay. On an ad.
On an ad.
He's compelled.
And he's compelled. He has to call.
It's almost like a mental
even
problem.
Worse. He's walking down. He's walking down the street in the TV in the window. He'll hear the words. He won't even look, but he'll hear the words "call now," and he'll have to call something.
Right. Like if you missed the number or something,
right? He's still driven to call, and it drives him nuts until he finds a way to complete it.
Sure.
Right. So now we slowly start seeing a little backstory. We come to find out, and see, because this is going to be told kind of backwards.
Okay.
It's going to be told kind of as backstory, and then we come back to a point in time where it's the current time again.
Okay.
And so we start seeing like flashes.
Okay.
First, unsure flashes, like little things he's not sure he's seeing. It's like of his college best friend, and so saying the words to him, "Call now," and he can't think why. He can't remember why that happened.
Right.
But it just popped up. It's a random thing. And other instances of this stuff. Over time, we start seeing flashes of his college best friend with the girl who would later become his wife.
Okay.
Who he no longer has.
Right.
So then eventually we find out that the woman he married was his best friend's girl in college.
Okay.
When he stole his girlfriend, when the guy we're watching stole his best friend's girl.
Okay.
His best friend decided to get revenge. He had a hobby that no one in college knew about being hypnotism. And he hypnotized his friend into this whole call now thing.
Okay.
And they haven't seen each other since college.
Oh, okay.
So this has destroyed his life.
Right.
And we come back to a point in time where he's ready to kill himself, and all this comes together.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then we go on a quest to get back at the friend.
Okay. Cool. That's like the second half.
The last third of the movie. He's on a quest to go get the friend back, and he confronts him.
Get him to turn it off or whatever, probably something like that.
So the friend's like laughing. No, I'm not. He's got the guy. He sees that his ex-wife is now back with the guy. He's got everything that, he got everything back.
Right.
And he's like, no, fuck you. So he kills his former best friend, and he has to kill himself.
Ooh, it gets dark at the
Very
end.
bleak. I like it.
It's dark.
I like it.
You?
Mine is short, so why don't you go?
Okay. It's almost like you knew.
Well, I didn't.
It's almost like you knew mine was long. Okay, I'll go. So I got Call Now, the movie. Okay, so there's a guy, Sam, an older guy. He's a widower. He's retired, and he's up late for one night. And much like Ed's, I'm delving into the sham world. He's up late one night, and he sees an infomercial for something new called Sham Hands from the makers of Sham Wow. And they're gloves made from Sham Wows, and you basically use them for drying your car or doing the dishes, et cetera, stuff like this. And it's got a nice protective liner to keep your hands from getting all pruny from using them all day, But you basically soak up whatever, and then you could just wring it out by making a fist, Mm-hmm. And and they look kind of like, they're not really good. They look kind of like Mickey Mouse mitts in my head, or like the workers' gloves out in the yard.
Right, or gauntlet oven mitts.
Basically.
Infinity gauntlet oven mitts.
So he buys the Sham Hands, and then after this agonizing 25-minute call that's filled with weird questions and offers for and then testing questions for other stupid products like Chia Pants and Twerker, which I thought was the clapper, but you use your ass cheeks. Twerk on, twerk off the twerker. So a couple of days later, he gets the Sham Hands, and they're good. They're good, as advertised, but they're too good. They're really good. So at first, he tries them out on the basic stuff you saw on TV, and they work much faster, much better. But it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And at one point, he accidentally, as he's putting a dish in the rack or whatever, he kind of dips his other hand towards. He got double basin sink, and the one glove hits the water and soaks up all the water in the other sink, and it's 2 gallons of water with ease, and his mind is blown, what the fuck was that? So when he squeezes his hand, it all just gushes out like ridiculous. It's cartoonish almost. It's like someone just took a bucket and flipped it over. It just splashed. It makes a big mess, But he's it kind of blows his mind and shit. So. He starts playing with it or whatever. He gets kind of giddy, and he calls his friend Ray over, and so they start trying outlandish things, and it's buckets of water, more water, how much could it hold, and stuff like that, and then so it's a quick little montage-y kind of thing of them trying stuff out, and then and then finally, in this exuberance, he high-fives Ray, and Ray just turns into a cloud of dust and brittle bones that fall to the ground. And, hit the glove, just soaked up all the moisture out of Ray's fucking body. And all of a sudden, it's gone to a quirky horror comedy starring Jonathan Banks. So he freaks out, but the gloves now, they won't come off. And then suddenly at his door is the guys from Sham Corp. They're there with some guys, and there's been a mistake, a manufacturer's defect, and they need the gloves back. So one of them he turns into pink dust and human juices, basically into the glove when he tries to grab at them. So one guy immediately dies.
Poof.
Yeah, basically. And then the gun comes out, and then Sam basically just kind of wrings out both gloves at them, kind of thing, where all the blood and guts from the last two people he kind of did that too come back out, you know what I mean? So much like he wrings out the water and it comes out
so it's like a rainstorm of blood and guts.
Yeah, it gets him it's so it's a distraction. He manages to try and get away, but he's old, so they get him. But they don't know what to do because this is not what they expected, so they kind of just put shopping bags over his hands and take him back to Sham Corp, basically, So once they get there, let's see, where was I? I made notes. Human Juices. So it's a gross comedy. So when they get there, right, as they're taking Sam to the lab, they get to see all these goofy other products that, plays on as seen on TV, but they're all over the top and crazy. And then we get to meet the real villain. Kudos to Ed. The ShamWow guy is the big villain in this. After a recent breakthrough in ShamWow technology, they had realized they had a new material, and they could use that for military applications. But there was a mix-up because at around the same time, there was an employee that had a very separate idea at an all-night bong session, which was just about sham hands in general. But, when all this info went over to China, they mixed it up, and then boom, suddenly we got 30,000 pairs of moisture-sucking murder mitts. So Sam is the only guy who actually got a pair shipped to him. So now this is the point where you arrived, Jay, and I had no longer any ability of writing because you were the first guy to get here and I was doing this late. But the idea is basically that it just kind of turns into a big confrontation of this old guy just trying to get out of there, and all he's got to do is touch people, basically, and kill them. So, I really didn't have a full end on it anyway, but that's what I got. Jonathan Banks with murder mitts, basically, made up from sham wows.
I thought you were sleeping when I knocked on the door.
No, I was sleeping about an hour and a half before you knocked on the door, so I still looked like it.
So Mike Ehrmantraut with mitts.
Yeah, basically.
Murder mitts.
I like it, man.
Well, what do you got?
I like that. Hardly anything, because I didn't find out I was coming on the show until last night.
He didn't do his until 20 minutes before the show started.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but it's been an interesting 24 hours.
Yeah.
But no, the only thing I had, and this is just like a really quick topic, but I had an idea about a hitman in the 60s who basically he's off the grid. He's not around. He doesn't fingerprint, nothing. He's just like a guy, and he has business cards, but all it is a gun and a knife. It says call now and a number. And basically what it is people would call this number to have somebody murdered.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And immediately I thought Gabriel Byrne, because I like Gabriel Byrne. He's a phenomenal actor. And the story is basically an investigation on trying to find who this guy is.
Gotcha.
And this was going to be like very, very 60s, and it was going to be set like in a nowhere land. Like it could be anywhere. I would even give the city a name that doesn't even, like a metropolis or a Gotham City kind of a thing. And the
Citiesburg.
And the detective I wanted was he kind of like a Morgan Freeman, The Last Case kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Away over his head. But
I got 2 more days. I'm not going to retire.
And I wanted Chris Christopherson for it because I like Chris Christopherson because he's real gritty and it kind of hints back to that Western sheriff kind of thing, but it's not in like
I got
a good old boy town. It's in like a city.
Right.
And it's basically this battle of wits a la Heat. Kind of thing, but it's a very, very monotone kind of a very gritty film noirish, but very dark.
I can see it.
Gritty fucking movie.
Right, one of these ones that doesn't tell you anything.
And that's as far as I got, man.
No, I mean I like the setup on that. I like the setup on all that.
So, listeners, you have
2 minutes.
My story of about the battle of the TV pitchmen. Bob's story about a hypnotized man who's compelled to call and takes revenge.
There you go.
Bill's story about a man who buys sham hands and becomes a monster. And Jay's 60s crime thriller about a hitman with a cool business card.
Cool business card.
I'm glad I'm not choosing because this was really great, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good setups.
Amazing stories.
Yes, I mean,
very diverse.
Yeah.
If we don't say so ourselves.
Yeah.
Quite amazing.
I said 3. I didn't include myself.
Oh, you're leaving yourself out.
And one of them, like at least when Ed was telling his, I was picturing it as like some kind of comedy. He's got a very serious take on it. So, but in his idea, you could probably got more than one.
Yeah, there's sequels.
Yeah, you got more than one idea, more than one way to go.
See, mine has like psychological horror in it, but I didn't want it to be just a full-fledged horror film either.
No, I see it more as a real kind of slow burn, kind of not a lot of dialogue in movie in a way, also too.
But very like film noirish, where you like a Ridley Scott film. What you're looking at is just amazing, and you're never bored once.
Right,
kind of a thing, and that's what I like that crossover in between crime thriller.
I feel like
full-fledged horror.
No Country for Old Men, Shot at Night, Like, you know what I mean?
But a little bit more edgier than that.
Yeah,
because
and even maybe a little less meat on the bones, maybe even. Is how I kind of see it. Like, like I feel like, No Country for Old Men, it's like, okay, obviously the most compelling thing is following that one dude around with the fucking cattle killer, but, like, it's so, like, in your face constantly. We're like, here's the crazy guy, here's the crazy guy. Whereas this is a more of a, you'll piece it as we go along thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, and director, I wanted Alex Proyas, and I'm talking early work Alex Proyas, The Crow, Dark City, that kind of kind of feel. You know what I mean? Because now Alex
was available at the studio level. You know what I mean?
Well, he's available. Believe me,
I know he's
really,
available.
Yeah,
I don't know if
available.
the early one that you liked. I don't know if he's there.
Yeah, and if I can get a Kiva Goldsman to like adapt it for me, that would be wonderful.
All right, so
all right,
no.
All right, so here's the story.
Hit us with it, Ed. What is the results and what's going on in the chat?
So okay, so we've got Wesley and we've got John in the chat room.
That's all we need.
And Agent Palmer doesn't count.
Fair enough.
So
what's Palmer's vote for? Is he a swing vote?
No.
If he swings the vote your way, we want to make.
Okay, so
2 people. That's it.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, so Wesley says when he was told to vote, said, "Shit, I didn't hear most of it." So
so just pick me.
And John said, "I vote Jay." So I think Jay wins.
All right.
I think technically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't use Wesley's vote because he was honest enough to say I just didn't really hear it. Yeah, I mean it's default win. I can see why you're not ecstatic about it.
I wish I add more
it's
to
the beer.
it.
It's a very heavy beer.
Well, that just goes to show you maybe you don't have to bring as much. Maybe the rest of us can dial it back.
It wasn't even that, man. I came up with it.
Sometimes less is more.
Yeah, hey, I was hoping to figure out an ending by the time I was done reading, but it didn't happen.
Hey.
Do it on the fly. Fuck it. So
unless you want us to vote.
And if you want to be involved in these kinds of things, people, be here during the live show Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's right, people.
So
how we choosing our next title? Or are we choosing our next title?
Are we choosing the next title? Well, you know what? How about, because John was a deciding vote.
Well, actually, usually the winner.
You've got mail. Oh, I'm sorry. They already did that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you did. You are the winner, so you pick the title for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Just pull something out of your ass or find it on a piece of something written down. Sometimes that's what I do. Sometimes I go to the chat, find something that somebody just recently said, or pick a phrase.
Traffic jam.
Traffic jam. Love it. Love it.
All right,
because I was in one coming here today.
What's
278?
We're in one every day around here.
There you go, folks. So that's it. Next week's is Traffic Jam. If you want to send it in an email, if you want to pitch one to us in an email, you can do that too, kids.
Can we just do a little segment on the show called Traffic Jam? And I'll just go.
And you'll just be
it's time for Traffic Jam.
Your version of Grind My
How was
Gears?
278?
I think it's going to be the same thing pretty much every time, where it's a lot of like, this fucking jerk off. Let me tell you about this guy.
For as long as I know, that fucking thing has been under construction.
Yeah. How was the good old Staten Island Expressway?
Today sucked. Big elephant dick.
Congratulations. Thanks for coming.
Usually,
Yep.
Really appreciate you coming, though.
I loved every minute of it, believe me.
Usually Sundays are worse. And you want to know the one thing? It usually clears up right after Bill's exit.
Bradley Avenue,
that's
right?
The point.
Yeah. All right.
Bradley Victory is where it gets caught
right
up.
in between there. It's the craziest thing.
No, I do it and do it again. I love it here.
All right, so let's wrap this up.
You're wasting your life making shit! Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
I say it myself every time.
Okay.
I have to agree. But you know what, Ed? Now, finally. I think we can get into it. I think now. Yeah, now we can do it.
Okay.
So, where should we start? I guess we should start at the beginning. Is that how that goes? With the first one in the kitty?
Yeah, one usually starts there.
Okay, so as I see it, I'll give it another shout out to James and a thanks to him because he sent in a whole bunch of opening lines. Because he didn't like one last week. The one from last week, the one that I flipped together at the last possible second, that even I wasn't proud of.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, man, I forget what he said.
Well, we do have an open doc.
He said, wow, that was pathetic. That was a pathetic opening line. So I was like, well, I couldn't find a document that you sent with all the ones you submitted. You know?
I mean, there is an open document in Google for
us to do it.
For us to do it.
So I basically called him out, and then he's like, oh, okay, I'll see if I can find it. So he actually sent one in. So good. I was happy about that. I called the guy out, and he came through.
Yeah.
So that was good. So, James, cool shit. All right? Well done. And kudos to you. We'll use some in the future. And if anybody else wants to send them in, send them in. Send them to podcast@wickedtheory.com. All right, so the first email is actually from him and that kid James, and I'm trying to tap this laptop screen because I used to do it over here on the iPad, and I can't. My laptop doesn't have a touch screen.
No, it doesn't.
No. Programming. All right, so do I want a beer?
Yes. Do you want beer?
Yeah, that's probably the best question I've been asked all day. Not for nothing. So, speaking of questions, another week gone right by is how this subject line on this one from James. Do you like cauliflower?
No.
I used to, he says. We've now harvested half a dozen heads of cauliflower about the size of basketballs. That's a hell of a lot bigger than the ones you see in the grocery store. Well, I have to agree. I didn't know they can get that big. It might be cabbage. I'm thinking it might be someone might have lied to you.
Someone bleached the broccoli.
So, anywho, how's y'all week's been? Hopefully good. I've heard lots of exciting news. The updates on Preacher via Twitter have still been great. Thank you. The Punisher is coming. The Defenders are coming. I got to catch up on Badlands. And there was something else, but I can't remember right now. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Guardians Volume 2 is a week away.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. We got a good season coming up for stuff. So he goes, anyway, last night my wife and I were looking at the movies that are out, planning out our date night. What the fuck? There isn't shit really on the big screen right now.
Hey, Slide is out.
Well,
go to Elizabeth, New Jersey.
But nobody recommended it.
Where you
came
where you
just under the mark.
Where you could find it.
Go see Kong Skull Island. That's pretty much my favorite so far this year.
So from Psycho Ex-Wife, who goes after her ex's new lady to ghetto street musician who rescues his sister from his dealer. When you simplify the descriptions, they all sound really bad, which makes The Circle seem like your only choice. So
it was a toss-up between that.
So he goes, so we might just go bowling or just to dinner somewhere, which was great because I was like, if you went to see Circle,
I
might take her farming more Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, I would just, if it's a Circle or work, I just go back to work maybe. I feel like Circle, we've seen that. That's,
but Tom Hanks is in it and he usually delivers, so I would see it based on that.
You wouldn't know it, but Patton Oswalt is in it.
Oh, really?
I saw it on TV, the commercial. I'm like, oh shit, Patton Oswalt is in every quick shot where Tom Hanks is. He must play Tom Hanks' right-hand guy or a security dude or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're not playing him up at all.
Well,
probably because he's acting against type.
Well,
which is why I want to see it.
Right.
Yeah. It's also one of Bill Paxton's last movies.
He's in it?
He plays Emma Thompson's father.
Oh, okay.
Who has some kind of like degenerative disease.
So this is the movie that killed him. This is another reason to not see it. Boycott, #boycott The Circle, R.I.P.
Those are Bill's words, not mine.
Fair enough. That's true. So he goes, we might just go bowling or just to dinner somewhere and then back home to Redbox and chill without real high-speed internet. Netflix is unwatchable. So they did Redbox and chill. We can't even get DSL from the phone company out here. And $100 a month for satellite is a little pricey right now. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. So he goes at... so he's talking about his show. Okay. It came this week, and like the several others who are either proud or delusional, I've seen more than just my selfie with my Wicked Theory shirt up on Twitter. Yes, indeed. Thank you for that, James.
Yes, thank you.
Which I also plan to actually wear on our date night tonight. So, yes, I'm dressing up all nice and spiffy for my beautiful wife.
It is a brand new shirt.
No matter what it is, a brand new shirt always looks good for at least one use. So thanks for the nice shirt. No, thank you, James, for picking it up. Well, we got rain this evening for business the next 2 days. And the grass is already getting up there again. I think I'll mow the yard and wake up. Be the house. I don't know. Hell, it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday. They're lucky I didn't start at 6:30. Oh, wake the neighbors up, I guess is what he means. When there was enough light to see. Anyway, fuck you, Jay, for not being here last week to hear your fuck you. And damn it, if you're not here this week for your fuck you, then fuck it. I'm not going to give any more fucks. They're hard to come by.
Well.
Oh, wow, that's okay because Melanie Griffin has enough fucks for everybody.
There you go. And P.S., yep, you knew it was coming because it hasn't been mentioned yet. And you know I'm right. You don't know why. I won't let it go either, but that's just part of the fun. Do I have to say it?
Yeah, Duke should have won.
You probably say it for me at this point. You know what I'm talking about. I think I'm going to let you say it this week for me. Bob did. Y'all have a good show. Go Braves. I'm looking forward to this week's DC TV report. By the way, how the numbers doing for it as a mini cast by itself. Is it getting downloads and listens? It's getting numbers. I mean, it gets almost the same numbers as these episodes do. And it just seems like, the episodes, the numbers they get are just really reflective of what kind of tweets people pass along. That's really where I think we get listens from. So if you guys are following myself or Ed or Bob and you see us tweet out the show, especially, the links that have the embed player in it, please retweet,
yeah,
share the show.
Please.
Share the show at any time. Yeah. Don't wait for us to tweet if you really want to help out the show. Because if you may not have noticed, it's just us around here. So maybe you don't want to share. Maybe you don't want to share with the world your little thing. You're happy with your little Wicked Theory podcast, and it feels like it's just yours.
Well, but the downfall of that is there's no money coming in.
Yeah.
So eventually we're going to have
we're going to change that.
Give up.
We're going to change that. No.
But if the money starts coming in, we can do more shows.
There's some fucks I have to respond to, I guess, right?
I mean, what do you say to fuck besides fuck, Jay?
Well, fuck you.
There you go. That's good.
Fuckity, fuck.
Ed, you were saying
Chad's back in the chat. Where were you during Bitch vs. Bitch?
Oh, Chad. Who's it? Chad Envy?
Yeah.
Chad Rose.
We'll probably stop for dinner.
So we got a last-minute one from Wesley Gaskins.
Wesley.
Hey, you funny guys. No question this week. As I write to you, you are on Pitch vs. Pitch. I just want to mention, if people go to the Wicked Theory website right now, they can see my poems and even rate them. It's true. On all the posts, there's like a little thing on Wicked Theory where it's like you can rate it, like if you liked it or thought it sucked or want to kill yourself now. I forget what the options are.
Sounds like what Wesley needs to do is to go on his computer, open up a window with the Wicked Theory website up, and then copy and paste that link into his Facebook page and his Twitter page, and Google Plus and everything else.
Right, anywhere you can stick it.
Now, what is it out of? Is it like 5 stars or is it up down or was it?
I forget what I forget. It's been so long since I established.
My favorite is like on the iTunes. Yeah. My favorite reviews are always "fuck this podcast," 5 stars.
That's it. I'll take it. We would take.
That's a compliment in my eyes.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You're not saying nothing wrong to us. As long as you do that. I mean, if you say "fuck you," this show sucks 1 star, then I know what you mean.
Jay, you wanna share with the listeners how you feel about your new laptop?
Love it. I want to fuck. I do fuck it.
That's a
lot. I fuck the shit out of it.
Yeah, you could do better.
How often?
Well, I was putting it between the box spring and the mattress and kneeling down, but this is better. This is much better.
Lower back problems,
exactly.
probably.
How's your fiance feel about that?
Oh, don't get me started.
How she feels about
after show.
Well, fiance's got feelings.
After show, Bob.
All right. So oddly enough, he says he goes. Well, here's what's funny about Wesley's email. He goes, "No questions this week." But there's questions. Okay, so his questions are: Would you rather be in the Marvel universe or DC universe?
Oh, I know half these answers already.
Well, I think Ed's is the easiest takeaway. We all know Ed probably would prefer DC. That's I mean, if you had to choose.
I mean, they're both pretty dangerous places to live.
Yeah, especially in the cities.
I didn't even let you finish. I was already saying Marvel.
There you go. No, fair enough. Me too. I think what the problem is, though, now I'm thinking about the cities thing, is at least DC spreads them out and gives everybody like their own little fake city. Marvel just jams everybody into New York.
Right.
New York has probably been rebuilt 600 times.
Except sometimes Daredevil's in San Francisco.
Well, it depends on how, he changed his mind on that.
And don't forget about the Great Lakes Avengers and the
West Coast Avengers.
West Coast Avengers in L.A.
I'm saying the big guys, though. The most of them. You know what I mean?
Marvel for me, but I was a big Batman reader.
Sure. So DC's got some...
Well, I'm just saying there's Marvel for me across the way, but Batman is right there.
But that's...
Still Marvel.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, I'd say it too. I'd say at least, what's great about either of those worlds, though, is that you could get sucked into the shit at any time. Like, you could just... It seems that way. Like, either... granted, like, sure, I could get hit with a giant piece of building, too, on a Tuesday. But, I could also end up in the middle of an intergalactic, cosmic war.
You could also end up getting superpowers.
By sneezing.
Really?
Or something like that. Or shaking the wrong hand.
Getting bit by a radioactive rat.
Come on.
It's New York.
Who doesn't want to be rat?
That's a trauma movie, my friend.
Who doesn't want to be rat man? I mean, come on. I mean,
I would be Rat Man. If somebody said you want to be Rat,
I'm like, all right, I'll sign up
It
for
works.
that.
Na. Rat Man.
And he's just running around trying not to touch the third rail.
There you go.
All right. So, and you already actually answered his second question. Is it safer in the? Is there a safer universe to live in between Marvel or DC?
Yeah, I think it's a wash.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard call.
I mean, especially when you have like infinite universes diverging and converging.
I mean,
and
they both do that.
Timelines.
You know what I mean?
You'll probably meet like 3 different versions of yourself. So over the course of a lifetime.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'd say it depends on your role there when you get there. Like if you're a civilian, I don't know. Well, now I think about it, I don't know if that's any safer than being a hero.
No.
Because at least when you're a hero, you get to come back. Maybe that's the thing. Yeah. Like someone will probably figure out a way to revive you.
You know, if you're a civilian,
if you're a superhero, you don't die forever.
Right.
Yeah. If you're a civilian, you get to be in Powerless, and then you get canceled. but so that's the danger. You get canceled.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You get canceled because you're powerless.
All right, so that's the end of that.
And that's very meta when you think about it.
Right. Goddamn ratings if people only watched.
So on that, Wesley says, as always, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. But guess what? There's another email from him that's called Last Minute. Okay, one last question. He says, what superpower denies physics the most?
Or do you mean like defies physics?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, autocorrect probably got him on that. But defies...
probably flight.
Physics, though? I feel like it's...
X-ray vision, maybe?
Yeah. Or maybe even it's something like Green Lantern or Quasar where they can create shapes out of energy. I mean, if we're talking about physics,
Maybe X-ray vision, just but limited to lead?
Yeah.
That defies it?
I don't know. I think if you have X-ray vision, that's it.
Or just like
you know what I'm saying? Like maybe.
No, when it comes to X-ray vision, what really defies physics is the red glasses that save you from destroying everything in your path every time you open your eyes.
Right.
You know what? That's a good call.
Yeah, or even like Nightcrawler, just showing up in other places,
right?
Because not having to move through things,
right. And
no, but they explain that with the sulfur smell.
Yeah, the puff of smoke that makes no sense.
Yeah.
What's that sulfur smell? Kurt must be around.
He didn't wipe his ass before he bamfed.
Maybe that's what it is. He has to fart every time, and that's what the cloud is. That's what the smell is.
The smell of brimstone.
The dingleberries hanging off his ass hairs.
Oh, could you imagine?
That give him the power.
What's crawling on Nightcrawler's ass?
Brimstone dingleberries.
That's the smell of them burning.
Yeah.
That's the singed dingleberry smell.
That's going to be my new email address. Brimstone dingleberries at Yahoo.
That's my new band, Singed Dingleberries. Hello?
No, Dingleberries and
See
Brimstone.
what happens when I come here?
That's the name of the
What
band.
is it?
Dingleberries and Brimstone.
There you go.
Dingleberries and Brimstone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're Dingleberries and Brimstone. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dingleberries and Brimstone. It would have to be a British punk band.
Dingleberries and Brimstone.
Don't.
All right. So it wasn't a lot of emails this week, so that's going to wrap up the email. Emails.
Just want to do this every time I hear that.
You want to do the old school wave, interlocked fingers thing? Mm-hmm. Keep it to that because you do that pretty good. But that's probably it. Is what I'm going to
guess. That's it.
I'm going to guess that's like the limit, right?
That's my whole dance repertoire right there.
Great jokes for radio, guys.
You like that? Yeah. Well, that's why I described it. He was like, I like to do this, and that could have been anything. It's theater of the mind. Who knows what they saw?
When he said that, we should have all just gone, oh, my God.
Don't do that now.
We've got to remember that for next time someone says that.
Why is it turning green?
What? You're doing it wrong. I'm no professional. Well, maybe
you shouldn't be able to bend your body that way.
See, that's going to snap. That's going to snap. All right. So, I think we're wrapping it up. I think we're done skis. I think is what the kids say.
Right there, yeah.
I think,
wow. Wow. Yeah.
I know.
Wow. Hey, we saw a pretty good time there.
Yeah.
So we got the DCTV report coming up.
We do.
And an after show evidently completely already planned out by Uncle Jay.
What's that?
Yeah, Uncle Jay sponsored after show. Basically, he's brought some box of treats. That during the break we will notch on and try
treats that may or may not have been used to smuggle drugs into the country.
That's true.
One of them is.
Be careful.
It's that old thing in the families where they one of them's got the rock in it.
Yeah. One of them's got the cocaine bomb.
Yeah, right. Whoever gets the cocaine bomb gets to be the drug lord for a year.
Yeah. If they live after eating it.
Right. Don't chew it too much.
Don't swallow.
So, kids, go get a shirt. If you want a shirt over at Teespring.
I think I'm going to get a shirt.
Yeah.
Over at Teespring.
There's sizes for everybody.
Over at teespring.com.
Or at least a hat.
Fuck you guys,
for around $20,
please.
you can get a nice shirt.
Forget it.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. Why do I keep repeating it? Because I'm trying to finish it. It's you and Jay. I'm not just singling out you. T-shirt.com. A T-shirt.
Teespring.com/wickedtea.
Thank you.
So we don't need Bill anymore.
No. I should just, if we can get everybody to make hold on, I'll throw it to Ed every time. So next week, maybe like Jay mentioned, we'll do some Guardians of the Galaxy shit.
Yes,
next week. Right?
Yeah. We're all going to try and see that before.
I'm going Thursday night at the Dine-In Theater in Edison.
An old-fashioned
8 o'clock show.
Staten Island's going to get one of those, by the way, boys.
I heard.
2019.
I also heard they're doing one in Parsippany, but it's going to be not AMC. I think Bowtie Cinemas is going to do it.
Yeah. They're a little different for us. There's one they're going to do out here, too.
Bowties?
The Bowtie. It used to be Clearview.
Right.
Yeah, spell it?
Bowtie.
Yeah. The thing, their idea is it's more of a restaurant that shows movies.
If you could have seen my face when he said it to me, like no shit.
Bowtie.
Okay, fine. I understand. BOWTIE. Right? Okay.
Right.
Simple.
Fine.
Yeah. Evidently, they
could have
do.
just said like it's said. Like
Bowtie. It's because of my fucking accent.
Bowtie.
Bowtie.
Hey, when you say Edison, do you mean Menlo Park?
Yes.
Okay.
But Menlo, yes.
Fucking Jesus Christ, Bob. Yes. Go.
Sorry. No, I was just going to say this Bowtie Cinemas thing, evidently they do it a little different than the other ones, where the other ones are a movie theater that you can eat in.
Right.
This is more of a restaurant that shows movies.
Oh. Well, so it's going to be like a table and chairs.
That's the impression I got from what I was reading.
I don't know if I like that. I like the recliners.
Well, I'd like to see what that equals out to, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think then a theater with a screen.
Why don't we do like a live show of us going to that theater?
Right.
I feel like any time we're...
But at the same time, they said the place is going to have 9 or 10 theaters, and they're going to hold up about 100 people or so. So...
No.
So what's it going to be? I don't know.
I worry about this blending of like the theaters out there in the world becoming more like the theaters at home, because I'm worried like people get too comfortable as it is with the bullshit they do at the theater when you're supposed to kind of be quiet and not be noticed. I mean, if we get more like a restaurant, that's why I want to see what this is in theory, because we don't need clanging plates and
True.
It turned into Wild Buffalo Wings nights. You know what I mean? And $10 shots. I mean, $2 shots and shit.
Well, it just you follow the Alamo Drafthouse model. You lay down the law. You
back it the fuck up like they do. They'll kick you the fuck out.
Yeah. Or if you have me sitting in the theater, some people will know about it.
Well,
shut the fuck up.
Don't worry, Jay. Like that's the kind of place where like they're profiling basically.
Oh,
like,
good.
And it ain't about
as
color,
it should
it's about
be.
type.
Especially now that these ticket prices are so fucking like expensive.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear what this bitch did on fucking Instagram all fucking day. You know what I mean?
You're gonna hear this.
Oh,
thing.
you're gonna love what I did with my.
I'll try and find it for the after show.
Shoved up my ass.
I'll try and find this thing from Alamo Drafthouse. I'll play it during the after show.
Cool.
Yeah. It's great.
Anywho,
so let's wrap it up. During the break, you're gonna hear the DC TV report if you're listening to us live, but you're also gonna hear a little bit of we stick some music in there once in a while. I found a little something funny on the web. I thought just remember
nobody kissing our ass today between the show and the after show. Like,
what do you mean?
Who do we usually get? Who does the Stephanie? She made one, right?
What do you mean for episode 100?
Oh,
when
Paula
has the promo.
Right. Paula, right, the
but
promo.
It's just an in-house promo thing. So there's that.
Happy belated Alien Day, everybody.
What did you do? Did you do anything for
No,
Alien Day?
I didn't do anything.
You didn't pull out your old
Last year I did, speaking of Alamo Drafthouse, I did see their version of Aliens with Sigourney Weaver hosting a year ago.
I would have thought you would have pulled out your old stuffed Alf puppets.
No.
They kick anybody out?
No, my E.T. puppets. No, they did not, actually.
That day everyone was well-behaved?
No. But every time Bill Paxton came on as Hudson, everybody was, like, cheering.
There you go.
That was it. Rest in peace.
So, with that, kids, we're going to wrap it up here. You can find Ed on the Twitters at
Edward O'Hare TBD.
You can find Brother Bob on the Twitters at
Bob WTPC.
And Jay, you're on there too.
I am on there. Uncle Jay Chickalise at Jason Chickalise. Spell it right.
And you're on your own. I'm not going to help. We should say that completely. So, you can find the show at wickedtheory.com. You can find...
Play Painkiller.
I'm at Wicked Theory on Twitter. Thanks for listening. If you're on iTunes, come check us out live on Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mixlr, mixlr.com/wicked-theory. Bob, take us out.